sound vibrations sets up your affects your
Hey Scott. Hey Mom, how you doing?
Great.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Darrell Wolf. This is DocStar TV, and right now what we have is Scott, okay, and Ann. Now Ann is Scott's mother, and we're going to be doing a consultation for Ann today. How old is Ann?
86.
86, young. Oh my gosh. All right.
120.
What, you're 86, but going on 120?
I'm going to go for 120.
Oh, you're going to go for 120. Well, good for you, girl. You go there, okay? All right. Let me just, 1 second, everyone. I just got to straighten something out.
Do you want Ann or do you want Betty Ann?
All right, we're good to go. Okay, let's talk about, Scott, let's talk about Ann, or let Ann talk about her, okay?
I'm going to give you a quick summary of her hospital stay.
Okay, so wait now, she's 86. How much does Ann weigh?
190.
190 pounds?
Yes.
Ann, what have you been doing, girl? Huh?
What?
What have you been doing?
What has she been doing? I don't know.
Well, 190 pounds. What's her height?
Was 5'7", but she walks slumped now.
Okay, well, that's the reason why she walks like with a curve, okay, is because of dehydration. Now, what happens is, okay, the ligaments and the tendons along the spine, they get dehydrated and they shorten up, and that causes the C effect in the back. And the cartilage, we don't actually lose height. The cartilage in between our vertebrae, they get dehydrated because Ann, please don't get me wrong, and everybody, I'm not trying to be hard on Ann, but Ann's been pooping in her pelvis, and Ann's biggest problem is her tummy. Okay, so her tummy's it's got no tone in it, so she's actually pooping in her pelvis, and that infection is in her core. And understand something, your spine is right behind your abdomen, right? We know that L3, L4, L5 is the main surgery that is performed on the spine, okay? It's the low back, and that's because people poop in their pelvis. And your pelvis is like a pelvic bowl, and all this infection sits in here, and that's why the tummy falls down and out. That's why the bowel movements smell, because there is stagnation and putrefaction, just like any other manure pile. And I'm not trying to pick on you, Ann, so just know that, okay? And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But Ann, I'm telling you right now that if you don't clean out your bowels and your liver, you're not going to get the energy or the strength back, because actually what's happening is your large intestine has actually become a cesspool. Okay, so so let's get this right. If we could get you drinking structured water and enough water, we could hydrate you more. We know that that's the main key to good bowel movements. And then second to that would be doing live foods and fiber, correct? So the reality is that we know that your diet's not right, because there's no way that you could be 190 pounds, okay, 5'7", okay, without all of this stagnation and putrefaction. And so now you're retaining lots of water. Do you find that your feet swell? Do you find that your legs swell?
Yes, definitely.
Well, guess what, love? When you're infected and pooping in your pelvis, okay, you create infection, which creates inflammation. And with inflammation, we've got to call in the fire truck, and then you've got to retain water, because if you don't retain the water, then you'll get mutation. So what happens is you'll calcify in your cells, and that will cause mitochondrial dysfunction. And when you have that, then we'll have a low oxygen deficit. And if we have low oxygen deficit, then cells want to mutate and live off of lactic acid and sugar. And understand, if you don't cut your sugar out completely, if you don't cut out your flour products completely, if you don't cut out your dairy completely, you're going down. There'll be no 120. And if you do make it to 120, you'll be falling apart because you cannot do this. Listen, most of the population, and it's not just about you, but most of the population, even young children, okay, have severe bowel problems because today people don't food combine. Okay, today people are eating poisonous foods. And listen, Scott, you want to download YUKA. It's an app on your phone called Yucca. And you're going to download that on your phone, and then you're going to go and do a scan of the barcode on all the foods you guys are bringing in because your mother's getting poisoned. There's no way, because reality is if she's 5'7", we're talking about being 135 pounds at the most. So that means that your mother has 55 pounds of, and now everybody please, I am not picking on Anne. She has a 55 pound infectious manure pile. And she's got to move that waste out. And did you ever get something? She's got to move the waste out. And if she moves the waste out, she'll reduce her waistline. If she moves the waste out, she'll reduce her waistline. And Anne, you know this. As the day goes on, your feet swell up more and more. Know as the day goes on, your tummy swells up more. And as the day goes on, you get more tired. And the reality is Anne, if you really want to kick butt here, girl, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to a whole plant-based keto diet. No more dead animals, Anne. No more dead animals. And let me tell you something. Guess what? When you are, how old are you? 86? When you're 86 years old, Anne, you've got about 25% of the ability to actually break down your foods. So your foods are going to break you down, Anne, unless your foods are already pre-digestible before they even come even before they go into your mouth. And remember, Anne, you don't have a second set of teeth in your stomach. You don't have any teeth.
No.
Well, there's a problem, Anne. Listen to me. Anne, if you don't have any teeth, then what you need to do is you need to do juicing, okay, of vegetables. And you need to actually do blender drinks with berries. And you could put oat milk or coconut milk in there or almond milk, as natural as possible. And then you want to crack in here. You want to crack in. Are you ready for this, Anne? And please don't think I'm crazy. But I know you don't want to spend a ton of money on great amino products because probably you have a budget. So you should be putting in 2 raw eggs and doing a blender drink around 11 o'clock. Listen to me, though. 2 free-range organic eggs around 11 o'clock with a big pile of strawberries or blueberries, but don't mix them. And then use some oat milk or use some coconut milk or use some almond milk, and you're going to blend that up. And then in the afternoon, you're going to do another blender drink with berries. And you're going to put in 1 more egg. That's 3 eggs a day. And that gives you all the protein you need when it's raw and organic. You know, Rocky running up the hill, you know, he never ever got salmonella. So don't think you get salmonella from eggs, because you don't. Okay, they want to scare everybody from doing the raw organic eggs. And as far as animal protein goes, raw organic eggs, free range, are the best protein you'll ever take in, especially if you have a budget. So we need to get you those amino acids delivered easy. And when you cook an egg, just know this, you're only absorbing 13 to 17% of it, love. And understand this. The more you fry, the sooner you die. The more you cook, the worse you look. And the reality is, Anne, if you do any hard-boiled eggs, there's a trick in there. It's called hard-boiled. You're not going to digest it, and you're going to have cramps, and you're going to have stinky farts, girl. So we need fresh, free-range, organic eggs, 2 in the first blender drink in the morning, and then 1 egg in the blender drink in the afternoon. Somebody said, don't forget, not all almond or coconut milk is good for you. That's why she's going to download the Yucca app and understand if it's got seed oils in it or if it's got any gums in any of it, whether it be almond or coconut. And thank you, Joyce, for saying that. But almond or coconut or oat milk. And you can make your own oat milk, girl. So you could get yourself organic oats and look it up, and you can make your own oat milk. You can get your free-range organic eggs and get your organic strawberries or your organic blueberries from Costco. That's the best price, frozen. And you want 2 of those a day. And then you want a large salad a day, 2 large salads a day. And I mean this. And if you can't do a large salad and you can't chew them, do you not have any teeth or any dentures or anything?
Oh, I just have 4 back teeth, and they're right down, but they're all gum lines. They're not even out. They all broke off at the gums.
Okay, then guess what, sweetheart? You can lose 50 pounds. Yes or no?
Yes, I'm going to lose a pound.
Okay, well, guess what? Okay, pasture-raised organic eggs and meats. No, I am not. Clarissa, I am not going to have Ann eat any dead animals. I already said that. She can have organic free-range eggs, but no dead animals. For one thing, she doesn't have teeth. Next thing is guess what? We don't need carcass rotting inside of Ann, do we? Only dairy, I use it raw. Let me tell you something. I don't want Ann doing raw dairy. Okay, now understand, if you're going to drink dairy, it's got to be raw, because if it's pasteurized, it's totally acidic. But understand something. All cow's milk has casein in it, and that is a poison to all humans, and we know that. So, Clarissa, you want to do it, you go right at, I mean, Joyce, you want to do the dairy, you do the dairy. But I'm going to say something about dairy right now, guys. I have nothing against cows. I love cows, okay? And guess what? I love milk, but I want to make sure I can digest it, okay? So understand something right now. Cow's milk, the molecule, is 20 times larger than mother's milk. We're the only species that drink milk after we're weaned. Well, there could be a clue here. The other thing is that the casein is a poison onto the brain. And when people, oh, I just crave milk. Oh, I just crave cheese. And they'll crave cheese more than they crave milk because it is a real addiction to the brain and it causes brain inflammation. So just so you know that. You go ahead, have your cows everything and have it raw. And even though you're not feeling any symptoms, there is a low-grade inflammation on the body. That's science, so I'm not going to fight with anyone. I know that people are farmers or they have certain beliefs. That's really cool, but just know the science and just know you don't know what you're talking about. I would rather drink a milk if I'm going to make it, and it needs not to be dairy. But if she wants to do it, she can do it, but she better make sure it's raw dairy, but she's still going to have trouble. Okay? So let's make that perfectly clear, everyone. I know everybody wants to have good old-fashioned dairy farm. That's right, Joyce. And understand something. I'm not against the dairy farmers. They're trying to make a living. And don't worry, somebody's always going to drink it because somebody's always going to believe it. You couldn't get me to drink a cow's milk, okay? But you know what you could get me to do? I would buy, okay, raw organic cream. I'd rather have that in my coffee than most of the other garbage that they put in, because that makes your coffee bulletproof, because a lot of people will drink black coffee and it's very hard on their stomach. And you've got to have some kind of a protein in with the coffee so that the enzymes that are released when you drink coffee aren't eating away at your stomach, but they're eating away at the protein in the coffee. And that's why what we do is we do C60. We'll do we'll put C60 in our coffee, and we'll put, if we can find it, really good coconut cream in our coffee. And that's made out of coconut, of course. And then that makes it more of a bulletproof coffee. Some people will take like a teaspoon of organic butter, and they'll put that in as well. So I'm not really against organic butter, but the cheese, the milk, it causes inflammation in everyone. So just know that. Cow's milk is 20 times stronger. 20 times bigger the molecule than mother's milk. And also, how many people know that we lose the inability to actually digest milk, okay, because it's an enzyme that does it, 7 to 10 days after we get done being breastfed. So put that and sink that in, okay, a little bit. Just try to get that into your heads. You know what? You can program a human being to eat or drink anything. What do you think, Anne?
I'll tell you something. I don't drink milk or dairy products. Haven't drank them for a long time, nor do I eat any wheat products, anything like that.
What about animal products?
Likes your sausage.
I like my sausage.
Well, guess what, Ann? If you're eating sausage at 86 and you've got no teeth, guess what? Then guess what? I don't want to be around 3 hours later for the farts, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, because guess what? You're going to have gas ass, and that's like a condition that...
I got a lot of gas.
Why do you think you have gas? You can't eat sausage and not be a fart mobile. That's what's going to happen. Because guess what? Here's the deal. You got to make me this promise. Whatever you put in your mouth, you have to be able to break it down into a liquid before you swallow it at 86 and being 50 pounds overweight. That's got to be the deal. You can't swallow things in chunks. Your enzymes in your stomach and in your small intestine, they can't digest except the surface area of a molecule. So if you haven't chewed things up or blended them up, or that they're not in a liquefied situation, then you're going to have constipation. And that doesn't mean you don't go to the bathroom. It means that you're going to be backed up. Just because there's traffic coming into the city doesn't mean it's not backed up for a few miles, girl.
Yeah, okay. I also gave up my Limburger cheese. I don't eat that. I haven't eaten that for a while at all.
Well, I'll tell you, all you got to do is eat one piece of cheese and you'll be like jammed up and jelly tight like a cork in a wine bottle. And that's everyone, from children to teenagers to adults to the elderly. Cheese is not good for us. That's it. It just corks us up. And you know what? I don't care. So people get on here and they get all pissed off at me. Like right now, I've got some people pissed off, right? I don't have anything against the cows. Eat all the dairy you want because you can have my share too. The reality is that if you were awake, you'd know it was a mistake. And the reality is are you ready for this? And I swear I'll come back to you, girl. I need to say this. Are you ready? So the people that actually do the dairy, are you ready for this? All the dairy, whether it's yogurt, cheese, milk, you name it, whatever the byproduct is, guess what? If it's not free range and organic, they're taking antibiotics in a concentrate in dairy products. That's right. So when I say to people, hey, listen, do you do antibiotics? No, I haven't done antibiotics in 20 years. Well, do you eat animal products? Yes, I do. Are they free range and organic? No, they're not. Well, then you're taking a dose of antibiotics in every time that you eat. And guess what? You ready for this, Ann? Here's one for you. You can talk to your friends about this. Do you know why? Are you ready for this? Do you know why that 80% of all antibiotics are going into animals, even if they're not sick? Because they're going to go into human beings and it's going to knock down their immune system and change the yeast into fungus. And then the fungus become drill bit predators, and then they drill holes in your large intestine, and now you've got leaky gut. It's not leaky gut, it's leaky large intestine. So somebody's asking me if you can eat goat cheese. Well, here we go. Goat cheese is 7 times bigger than the molecule than mother's milk, and it doesn't have casein in it, so yes, goat cheese is even better. And goat cheese even has some MCT in it. And what people don't get is like, I have like MCT C60, which will actually go in and it helps to heal the mitochondria in our cells, which are the powerhouses. And the reality is when you take in like MCT C60 oil, when you take in, there's some MCT in goat cheese, what it does is it helps to do caloric bypass, which means that it instead of creating more fat cells, it helps to create less fat cells and calories to bypass. So somebody was just asking that. So Anne, let's go through what you eat. About all.
Eggs and
Go.
okay.
No, let's start. I want you to start. Anne, start off in the morning, okay? Just as you're opening those beautiful eyes, okay?
Morning, I always have 2 eggs and a few fried potatoes with onions and mushrooms in.
Okay, one
But
second.
I've always had
One second. Okay, so we got to take one little piece at a time. Remember how I said we got to chew our food and take one bite at a time? Let's take one bite of your story and then take a look at it, okay? All right?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. You get up in the morning. The first thing you do is make breakfast?
Yeah, my son does it for me.
Well, guess what? He's a son of a gun. I'll get to him in a second. So the reality is, first thing when you get up in the morning, if you are doing the right thing, it's not the wrong thing, but if you could do something a little better for yourself, I would suggest that you you're not going to like me. Just try to work on this. Try to do like a quart of structured warm water. And if you were to be able to drink that, and if you were to put black diamond in it and just a little squeeze of lemon, and you drank that, listen to me, Anne, it's called break fast. You're breaking a fast. You just were in bed for 9 hours, maybe 10. You're going to get up, and guess what? All the animals in the world, when they get up, they go and do what? They have a huge, big bowel movement to help to clean out, maybe 2 or 3 of them. And then they go to the watering hole and they gorge themselves in water. So we are actually cleansing, Anne, until noon every day. We are in the deepest cleanse of getting rid of things in our body until noon. So from 4 o'clock until noon is our cleansing period. And when your son makes you that eggs, we'll get to him in a second. Boy, he's dangerous. Anyways, so when your son makes you that meal first thing in the morning because he loves you and he cares for you, okay, he is shutting down your cleansing. And that is the last thing we need right now when you're 86, when you've got no teeth, when you are 50 pounds overweight. This is a dangerous place to be. And guess what? Mom, are you full yet? Well, we're not trying to full you. We're trying to feed you. But we don't want to feed you until we've done some more cleansing. Okay? So here we go. So I'm going to tell you, if you say, Daryl, I can't drink a quart in the morning, you will be able to, Anne, and it may take you a month. But if you want to live until you're 120, you better drop some poundage and understand something. You are not 50 pounds overweight. You're 50 pounds with infection and inflammation. And that is really hard on your immune system. That's hard on your energy levels. So listen, Scott, if you don't want to be the super duper caretaker where you've got no life, then you better start putting life into your mother. Are you with me?
Yep.
Okay, listen, I'm a hard pill to swallow when you're trying to be a nice guy and you find out that maybe we're not doing it quite right. But you're not doing it wrong, Scott. You can't do better until you know better. You're just a beautiful son that any mother would love to have. And I know that from my conversations with you. So I'm not putting you down, my friend. Okay? All right? Okay, Kim says, do a vitamin C cleanse. Well, no, that doesn't work, Kim. And also, just so you know, Kim, C60 MCT oil is 270 times stronger as an antioxidant than vitamin C. And that's the God's truth. And guess what? C60 is so powerful that it'll actually pull out what the V does to people, along with you doing humic fulvic, our black diamond and black gold, and C60 and curcumin cayenne 5000 will actually pull out what is in this. Everybody needs to do their homework on it. Okay, let's get back to it. So, is your mother on daily cleansing tea?
Yes.
Yes, I take 3 glasses a day.
Well, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You shouldn't have to take 3 glasses a day if we can get the cork out, if we can get some food combining, okay? But I need you to go on daily cleansing tea and black gold, and I need her to do at least 1 curcumin cayenne 5000. If I was her, I'm not telling anybody what to do. If I was her, I would take 1 curcumin cayenne 5000 every other hour and then see if you can do it every hour. We need to bring down the infection and the inflammation. We need to do it as reasonably priced as possible. But Ann, I need you to try to drink as much of that structured warm water, okay? 1 quart in the morning. Just drink what you can. Eventually you'll be able to drink more. It's like anything else. But I do not want your mother eating anything until 11 o'clock. That means, and when she does, Scott, you're not going to give her eggs. What do you do? Fry the eggs? Or do you scramble them? Or do you boil them?
She likes them fried, so.
Well, guess what? The more you fry, the sooner you, well, whatever. Anyway, so the reality is you took 2 eggs, right? Was it 2 eggs she ate?
Yep.
And they were cooked. I know, but Ann, you're not digesting it. And then you said you made potatoes and what else?
Well, it's mixed.
The potatoes are mixed with mushrooms and green onions.
That's nice. I like the mushrooms and green onions are great, love. But guess what? The potatoes, did you ever see your meat and potato man, Ann? He had a big bloated tummy as if he swallowed a beach ball. You can't mix potatoes and eggs together, especially at 86 when you're jammed up and jelly tight. If you really want to feel better. Now listen to me, Ann. After we do this, if you decide, well, you know what? This all seems too hard. And you know what? I'm not giving up my eggs and potatoes. I've been doing that for years, and that's one of my only loves. Well, if it is, Ann, then you go ahead and do it. But guess what? When you mix a starch and a protein together at your age, they putrefy. You are not digesting it.
Okay.
So guess what you're getting? You're getting 4 inches of pleasure and you're getting 30 feet of hell. So yeah. So guess what, Ann? After you eat that meal, you feel bloated 30 minutes later.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Yep.
So that's all that gas that I've got all the time.
Hey, listen, you know what? If we could bottle that, we could probably, get a private jet. Yeah.
You could.
Okay. Great.
Wouldn't have to run the car for a year.
Yeah.
Well, listen to me though. Okay, so every time that all of this excess gas, you know what? Even a Mercedes or a Porsche will backfire sometimes. But you know as well as I do, Ann, that you are doing it a lot and you got a lot of gas and it makes your low back uncomfortable. It makes you feel bloated. It makes you feel a little dizzy and nauseous sometimes because listen to me, it's called rotten to the core. You're rotting out.
Whoa. Okay.
And seeing with your stomach surgery you've had problems ever since that.
Well, if what type of stomach surgery did she have, Scott?
Back in 2012, she had the stomach was red. It was twisted.
Okay, 1 second. So guess what? Inflammation causes it to twist, okay? Let me tell you this. Inflammation caused it to twist because what happens is, did you ever have a really like a pain in your stomach? What did you do? You wanted to curl up, didn't you?
Yes.
And that's twisting up. So when you have too much inflammation, you twist up. Most people she wasn't twisted was it in her stomach, small intestine, or large intestine? Please don't say stomach because it wasn't stomach, I don't think.
Okay, what the doctor told me on the thing is that the stomach was twisted at the top of the esophagus and the bottom of the duodenum. It had pushed through the diagram.
Oh, whoa. Mama, you had a hiatal hernia. Yeah. 1 second. Give me a chance.
Yep.
The stomach sphincter, the stomach valve, okay? Okay, look at this. Watch this. The valve sits right here underneath the diaphragm. Because your mother is all jammed up and jelly tight and she can't get her poop out. For years, and please, if she says no, then I need her to just think about it for a bit. For years, your mother has been going, "Ugh, ugh," and I'm exaggerating, and she's been trying to squeeze the nugget out and understand what she did. For years, she's been grunting and groaning and trying to push the poop out by pushing the diaphragm down, and the valve popped above the diaphragm. Your mother then started spewing acid into her trachea and into her lungs.
Yeah.
Thank you. So anyway, she's not going to tell you that. Now, here's the deal. Where do you live again?
Fergus, Ontario.
Fergus. Well, just know this, that if you get one of our Wolf non-surgical practitioners to go in there and use our non-surgical technique with our elbow, they can go in there and reverse her hiatal hernia, and they can actually pull the valve back down below the diaphragm, and then your mother won't have this problem.
Yeah, she doesn't have a valve anymore. They took it out with the surgery.
Oh, for gosh sakes, let me tell you something. You can't, okay, you can do whatever you want, but guess what? There's nothing stopping now. So if you give her, and you don't combine her food properly, and you don't give her, okay, first of all, guess what you need to do? I need you to buy Digest Complete, a big bottle from us. I'm going to give it, do you want me to, shall we save Anne's butt? Okay, yeah. So you're going to get a big bottle of Digest Complete. I'm going to explain why, okay? And you're going to go to the health food store and you're going to buy HCl capsules, hydrochloric acid capsules. Because I know you're going to do this, Scott, but you just know this, and I know Anne's going to want it, but the reality is this, because we call it pleasure foods, but they're not that much pleasurable. By the time they go down to the other end, 30 feet, they turn on us. Whenever you give her cooked food from now on, you're going to give her this. And if you do this, guess what Anne's going to say? Honey, I've got so much more energy. I'm not bloated because now the food's not rotting in her. And guess what? On the bottle, it says to give 2 to these Digest Complete. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth because I have to basically dumb everything down. When I sell my products, I have to put the lowest amount on there so I don't have the FDA and the Health Protection Branch crawling up my you-know-what, okay? Yeah. So here's the deal. You're going to give her 8 digestive enzymes at every cooked food meal just before she eats. You're going to give her 2 HCl capsules if she's doing any type of protein. Do you understand?
Yep.
And if you don't do this, so I want you to put the digestive enzymes in a bowl on the table. I want you to put the hydrochloric acid capsules in a bowl on the table, and you're going to give her the 2 HCl hydrochloric acid capsules, and you're going to do that like 10 minutes, 15 minutes prior to her eating, so the hydrochloric acid opens up and it pools in her stomach. So when the food comes down, that'll help break down the proteins that she can't break down anymore because she probably has 1/16 of an inch of plastic, which is old mucus, in her stomach. Okay, I'm not kidding. So
wow.
Now, so understand her absorption is down to about 20%. Picking up nutrition, and her putrefaction is up to 80%. So she's rotting out. So if you don't want to do vegetable juicing, if you don't want to do blender drinks, and if you don't want to do like leafy green salads for her and steamed vegetables, we're screwed. I'm just telling you. She's just going to blow up.
Yeah, but she likes cauliflower.
Well, then give her cauliflower, but you're going to have to steam it because right now when she's jammed up and jelly tight, if you give her cauliflower or broccoli, she's going to have so many gas cramps in her stomach, it's going to turn on her because it's a harder fiber. So steam that until we can reduce at least, and I mean this, until we can reduce at least 15 pounds of old fecal waste out of her large intestine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and don't get me wrong, sweetheart, but you've got your own personal manure pile. Okay. And the reality is that's going to create halitosis, bad breath, smelly armpits. And guess what? We're going to have a problem with worms. And this is why I need her to do 2 blender drinks of berries with oat milk or coconut milk. And you can put, like I already told you about the raw eggs, but I need black gold in there. I need a level tablespoon of black gold, and I need her to drink that because black gold is inexpensive. It's humic fulvic. It works only on the digestive tract from the mouth to the rectum. It's going to restore the good bacteria in her large intestine. It's going to go and pick up the heavy metals. It's going to capture any parasites. It's going to bring down any fungus in her. Trust me, it's going to save her butt. And then I want her to drink in all her liquid. I want you to put, okay, black diamond in. Black diamond goes into the brain, into the blood, and into the cells, and it does the same thing. And understand something, Scott. We're dropping off 70 micronutrients with the black gold and the black diamond. I mean, and if you're doing the daily cleansing tea, we're going to rock this thing. But you got to, the more you cook, the worse she's going to look. The more you fry, the more she's going to fry. And let me tell you something. She needs these enzymes. And if you have the odd cheat meal, that's fine. So what are you going to give her for lunch? And tell me exactly. Guys, I'm not beating up on you. You can't do better till you know better. So what was for lunch now after she had breakfast?
Lunch is something that sometimes she eats, sometimes she doesn't. If she doesn't eat it, I give her cucumber that looks like coleslaw, shredded shredded up like coleslaw, and give it to her. And she eats that or something like that. She'll eat 2 or 3 bowls of that.
Well, that's great, friend. That's great. That's great.
Other times she'll eat some soup, but the soup's you gotta be very careful what's in the soup.
Okay, right off the bat, let me tell you, she needs more fresh and raw enzymes. Okay, she needs life. Let me tell you a secret. It's not about your mother. It's about everybody. The older you get, the more life you need. Yes or no, Scott?
Yes.
So the more you cook, the worse you look. The more that you give her whole plant-based foods with enzymes and water-soluble nutrients and the life force, listen to me, the more better she's going to be for it. And that's why I'm saying blender drinks and juicing. What are you going to give her for supper, my friend?
I don't usually eat after 3 o'clock because I had that gas and stuff, so I just didn't bother eating them. Just drink.
Well, guess what? You're going to know when you're eating better when the gas is left you and you're just like a Porsche and you just have the odd little backfire. Do you understand? So the reason why, so if you're not eating, look, I say don't anyways, don't eat it. But you need to do me a favor. You need to not eat until 11. So we'll do blender drinks at 11. We'll do a salad at 1. And then we could do another blender drink in the afternoon. And if you did just that, oh my God, you'd be a lean, keen, sexy machine, Ann. And you can take that to the bank. And listen to me, Scott and Ann, you can call me as much as you want, especially Ann. I think she's a lot prettier than you, Scott. But listen, Ann, you will call me. And if you want to work with me, I'll give you all the loving I can. But Ann, you're going to have to fight your addictions. And you're going to go, I don't have addictions. Yes, you're addicted to cook food. People are addicted to cook food because it reminds them of mommy. It reminds them of love and care. So you're going to have to try to break yourself away because the subconscious will be the end of us because our prominent dominant beliefs make us and shape us. So you're going to have to walk away from this a little bit. Okay?
Yeah. One of my addictions is Withers candies. I always have a dry mouth. So
wait a minute. Listen to me. You have a dry mouth because you have a dry back door. Your fecal matter is all dehydrated because you don't drink enough water. You don't drink structured water. You don't take enough live foods. And guess what? And your mouth is not just dry. It smells like the other end. And because guess what? Are you ready for this? And I love you, girl. But understand something. Hot air rises. And guess what? You ever seen a hot air balloon? Well, by 3 o'clock, you're a hot air balloon. And that hot air from the manure pile is coming up through your mouth. And that's why you've got the bad breath.
One question. Even as a child, I was not allowed to go to the washroom with a bowel movement at somebody else's house because I used to plug the toilet.
Well, listen to me, Ann. Listen to me. Okay? Forgive who you need to forgive. Love them anyway. And get the cork out of your butt, because guess what? You're an 86-year expensive bottle of wine. So let's dump it out.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I went back to childhood.
I know, but the reality is this: don't let history, his story be the end of you. Let that all go. Let's create a perfect day.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll tell you what I would do, Scott. You know, we're doing the consult here, but I would really ask you if you could maybe either get Lorraine or Simran to do a consult for your mother where they actually, like what I've gone through, they will take the time. It's only $150 and lifetime support. You can call them, and you could call me. It really doesn't matter. But the reality is, Ann, that if they will build from the moment you get up until you go to bed exactly what's going on. And let me tell you something. Your only sugar, okay, just so you know, Ann, okay, all right? Sugar is a poison. It's killing you. So when you put it in your mouth, those candies all the time, okay, all right?
Okay.
You are feeding the bad bacteria, the parasites, the fungus. You're also stealing oxygen from your cells. And guess what? Are you ready for this? Cancer cells have 200 times more pull on sugar than normal cells. Do you understand that? Cancer cells also have 40 to 60 times less oxygen, and we know sugar steals oxygen. So I'm just giving you facts, and then you do what you want.
That makes sense to me now, because I keep those candies by me all night long and sucking them. But sometimes I wake up and I'm short of breath. I can't breathe.
Well, that's because the sugar is actually suffocating your cells.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah. Wow. That's good to know.
Well, sugar's killing everyone. So just know, Ann, that we eat 100 times more. We eat 100 times more sugar than we did in 1900. And sugar is the downfall of, guess what? Believe it or not, you know, people can complain about chemtrails and GMOs. And I don't think, you know, most people don't need any help. They're just poisoning the crap out of themselves all day with crap. And the reality is that sugar will be what causes extinction on this planet. And extinction means 30% of the population is leaving. I believe way more is, because 86% of the population has an autoimmune disease. Not just one, but some have 2 and some have 3. And most people actually believe, are you ready for this? They actually believe that they're healthy because they're not in the hospital. When I was a young kid and somebody had an autoimmune disease, they actually knew they weren't unhealthy. Today, there's so many unhealthy people that the unhealthy think they're healthy, and the overweight and obese, they believe that they are the new generation, which they are, because right now, 86% of the population is overweight and obese. So the reality is that the lean and keen muscle machines are fading off into the sunset. And the reality is that human beings are not really that in the present moment. They don't know how to be. Most people are only in the present moment 2% of the day. So we know where we're going to go here. We're going off a cliff, and that's it. And people can accept the truth or not. And the reality is you have to look after yourself. You have to take massive personal action to want this, because you're going to be fighting all these addictions, Anne. And guess what? And your son, he's going to be, he's not used to the routine. And so he has to change too. So now we've got two people that need to change. Okay.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to mention too is back in 2019, she was on Easter weekend. She was rushed into the hospital with a stroke on the right side of the brain.
Okay. Now,
And, long story short is when she left the house in the ambulance, her left hand and stuff was all crippled up underneath her, and she couldn't walk. She couldn't talk. By the time she got down to Guelph, she got her speech back. They sent her directly down to Hamilton to do, they were going to do, I forget what it's called, but they're going to go in and suck out the blood clot because it was between 5 and 7 centimeters long. When they got down to Hamilton, the clot had already started to migrate. So they put her on, I think it was heparin on the thing, but they gave her then about a 10% chance of recovering.
okay. So here's the deal, Scott. I'm going to explain. I want to explain something to you. Do you know where almost all heart attacks and strokes come from? They come from the blood trying to protect itself. Your blood cannot drop in pH even slightly. If it drops slightly, the person goes into a coma. If it drops a little bit more, they could die. So your blood is always pulling the calcium out of the artery walls and from your bones. Your mother, her blood was always low in oxygen and acidic. You don't get to be 50 pounds overweight, okay, and have no teeth left because you're on a good diet and you weren't rotting out. And I know I say rotting out not to be nasty. Everybody gets that. Now, your blood has to remain a certain pH. The calcium gets pulled from the arteries, and we get cracks in the arteries. Are you with me? Okay. So we know that walls are made out of cement. Cement is calcium. If I steal the calcium out of the wall, I could create a crack, couldn't I? So what does the body do in an attempt to fix the crack? It creates high cholesterol, because that's like candle wax, to goop it up, because it wants to get the cholesterol, otherwise the candle wax, into the crack of the artery, okay, before the calcium gets so high in the blood, because you get calcemia in the blood, and you've got high calcium. Guess what? Did you know that those small little calcium particles, they're like coral. If they get into the crack, they can cut the crack. And now we're going to have a blood clot. Where do you think the blood clot came from? And guess what? Once you have a little clot, and we already know that Anne's blood was sticky and glicky and gooey because her diet's that way. Her diet is that way. Low oxygen gives you sticky platelets, and they stick together, and you've got low oxygen. So now we've got sticky, glicky blood. We got a blood clot because the coral cut the crack, because as the calcium goes in and it gets caught into the crack in the artery wall, it can cut it. And guess what? Nobody talks about this. That's where main strokes and heart attacks come from. They don't come from high cholesterol. People don't die from high cholesterol. They die from what we just talked about. Okay? So understand this. If you don't get rid of, okay, the swamp down in her large intestine first, that's the key. And then if we could get I don't know how we could, but if we could get Ann to do the ultimate coffee enema, if there was a way, and we could do that more every day for 20 days. And the days that she feels energetic, we do 2 ultimate coffee enemas so that we're purging her liver. Her liver's never been cleansed. She's been backing up waste for how many years? And so if we were to purge her liver of all of the poisons in there, or just some of it, and then clean out the colon. So, because the colon, that is the most important muscle of the body. Nobody understands this. Your back is not what gets you off the chair, gets you on the toilet, off the toilet, in the car, out of the car, picks up your groceries, your grandchildren. It is your core. It's your abdomen. And guess what? When your large intestine starts to fall down and out, so does your immune system. That's when you rot. That's when you put on fat, cellulite. You have water retention. You have low back pain until you get operations on L3, L4, L5. And let me tell you something, my friend, right now. We have a money-back guarantee that in the first treatment, we can prove to people they don't need to go to surgery, whether it's bone on bone in the knee or in the hip, or they say, oh, you've got to do surgery on your back. I hope you know that. All the bone can be replaced and healed, and all the tissues can be healed. God created us, and we better start acting like it. And understand something. The medical system's only been around since 1910. They weren't around before then. And so all we have right now is about 115 years of BS. Dysfunctional belief systems where the body forgot how to heal itself, and where you could almost step on someone's foot and their mouth would drop open like a garbage can. The reality is people have been programmed to eat and mistreat themselves. And guess what? We are feeding an evil entity on this planet, and corporations now run. Did you know that the tobacco industry now owns all food corporations in North America?
Yeah.
Okay, you better put that in your pipe and smoke it, because these are the same guys that said that we should smoke cigarettes and draw really deep so we can exercise our lungs. And understand something. We are in the 6th extinction right now. And understand this. There's been no extinction that I believe that human race has been wiped off the planet. And guess what? We're doing a real good job wiping ourselves off because we're unconscious of our own choices. What do you think, Ann?
I agree. Can I ask you 2 questions?
You can ask me all the questions you've got. You can take all the time you want.
Okay. They told me that this side of my neck is 90% clogged and this is 60%. The diet's going to fix all that, right?
Well, right off the bat, Ann, I'm going to tell you something. I won't be in Barrie, Ontario, which is about 2 hours from you. But if you guys could come down and get like a hotel or something and come down, and I would give you a gift and I will work on your neck. But I will not be there until April. But listen, if you come down, one day I'll work on one side of your neck and I will give you back 80% of your range of motion in one treatment. We will do cell-sonic and we'll do non-surgical, and that's a gift to you. The next day I'll do the other side of your neck, and then you guys can go back home and I'm going to give you the relief of a lifetime. But you're going to have to come online, and then I don't want you to lie, but I want you to tell everybody how your neck feels like it now feels when you were a little girl. Because I can take anybody's neck with Wolf non-surgical, go in between the vertebrae, open up the scar tissue, because that's why you have this problem. You're a piece of beef jerky in your neck now, okay? And I'm not trying to put you down, but have you learned anything in a few minutes?
Pardon? Have you learned anything in a few minutes?
Yes, I have. I'm really getting a lot of knowledge here. It makes me feel more comfortable.
Can she clap her neck?
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. So here's the deal. She can clap her neck, okay? The first time she does it, I want her to do gently. Let me see here. Can I grab my clapper? Give me 1 second. Oh.
Because you got the clapper.
Yeah. What was the other thing?
Get some. That's Sulu's daughter. She's up in Barry, so I'll book that one for you. That'll give you the. That will give you.
And do you do belly button therapy?
I try it. I'm having difficult with it. I'm not faithful on it. No.
Oh, well, you know why you don't? Because you've got a viral infection called gas ass.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, and that's going to come down because, Scott, you're going to hold the line, aren't you?
Yep.
And, Scott, just so you know, it's really important that you don't fib because I will know. I'll know exactly if you're on the protocol. I know exactly what symptoms she'll have. I know exactly how we should be moving along, okay? And this is not me going, watch out, buddy. This is just me saying that don't... See, well, here's the deal. Nobody wants to upset their doctor. Well, for one thing, I'm Daryl. Don't even think of me as a doctor. Think of me just as a friend who's trying to help. And the next thing is, no matter if you said, well, you know what, I know I promised you, Daryl, but we went and did potatoes and fried eggs and ham or whatever. And I'd say, well, are you back on track? And then you would say, I think we are. And then I'll say, well, let's see if we can go longer this time. Okay? And understand something. If you decide to sneak that in, don't you forget about the HCl capsules and the digestive enzymes. That was 8 of the digestive enzymes. And people are going, 8? His digestive enzymes can't be any good. Let me tell you something. We're using those to go into also to digest the old trapped protein particles and foodstuffs that are caught in our intestines already. Are you getting this?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So anyways, try to do the belly button therapy, okay? All right? But here, look at when you start on your neck, okay? I always use the bumpy side. Do you have a clapper?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well look at just for today we'll do this, right?
Okay.
But I want you to work your way up to this. Like energy.
Okay.
Work, like really go for it, girl. But at the beginning, just go gentle, go easy, and then increase. And what I want you to do is I want you to clap each side for 15 minutes. And if you can't do it, Scott, I need you to lovingly clap her neck. And if you clapped her neck 15 minutes on each side, Scott, do you know what's going to happen? Your mama's going to love you, boy.
I'll end up in jail. Last time I took her to the hospital with bruises, they almost locked me up because they told her she didn't listen to me.
Okay, understand something. Even if she does bruise, bruising is never going to hurt anyone. And understand, I need you to get this and try to wrap this in your head. How about everybody's been ruled and screwed? How about this? How about healthy people never bruise, Scott? Unhealthy people are the only people that bruise, Scott. Your mother bruises without even banging into something because her blood is so infected. How about that, Scott? And guess what? If we were to get her on this lean, keen, high vibrational, whole plant-based diet, and it can be whole plant-based keto, you can sprinkle like black beans on her salad and she can be getting those. She can do avocado, half an avocado every day with salt and lemon. She can have lentil soup. I just don't want her having vegetable soup. There's nothing good in vegetable soup. It's totally denatured. But if you want to make her lentil soup or you want to put beans in her salad, then you go ahead and do that. If you want to make her pea soup, you go ahead and do that. But don't overeat it, Ann, or you'll be farting just the same. Okay? Can you guys hear me? You can't hear me? Okay. 1 second. I'm not sure why. There.
There we go.
Okay, all right. Okay. So, okay, here. Can I just answer some questions here? What about coffee enemas? No, we don't want Ann doing coffee enemas. If Ann could just start, 1 second. I forgot to put my phones on airplane mode. Anyways, if Anne could just start off with using warm water and tummy love, and put like a tablespoon of tummy love, and do an warm water, structured water enema with tummy love. And if we can get the water into her and start flushing out the old waste, once she starts feeling better, then we want to do not a coffee enema, but an ultimate coffee enema. Listen, everybody that's listening to me right now. Coffee enemas are out. Now, why is that? Let's understand what a coffee enema is. This is where you take green coffee beans, organic. This is where you make coffee. It's a different type of coffee, though. And understand, when you put coffee into the rectum, into the large intestine, it goes through the portal vein into the liver. When it goes into the portal vein into the liver, it causes contraction in the liver, and the liver gets rid of GMOs, it gets rid of heavy metals, it gets rid of chemicals, it gets rid of waste. All the stuff that's in there that causes inflammatory liver and also a fatty liver and cirrhosis of the liver, we can get rid of it with the ultimate coffee enema. If you only use a coffee enema, you will dump those toxins into the large intestine, and I don't know anybody that doesn't have some form of autoimmune disease. So now we're going to use black gold and maybe a little bit of tummy love, which is a humic fulvic product, both of those, and that's going to suck up all the parasites, suck up the heavy metals, suck up the chemicals, so that your mother does not reabsorb these chemicals through her large intestine. And when people say you've got autoimmune disease, that means leaky gut. It doesn't mean a gut leak. It means large intestine has pinholes in it. The pinholes are mainly caused from the antibiotics in the animal products you use and the antibiotics you took throughout your life. They turned on, they took yeast and made it into fungus, and they turned out what we call the drill bit predator. We're not supposed to turn on this type of fungus until we're dying or dead. Okay, because then it's supposed to drill holes in us, and then we go back earth to earth, dust to dust, ashes to ashes. And the reality is we wake up a fungus while we're alive that we're not supposed to, and it starts drilling holes through our large intestine, and that's why people have what we call systemic candidiasis. That's why they have green toes, okay, called toenail fungus. That's why they have vaginitis. That's why they have sinusitis. Okay, that's why they have jock itch. That's why they have eczema. That's why they have psoriasis. That's why they have brown spots, aging spots all over their body, because that's the fungus mold. You know what people are doing now? They're calling me up and going, they found mold in my house, and my husband, my daughter, whatever, is so sick. And I go, first of all, the mold that you found in your house wasn't enough to make them sick. Everybody should have been sick if it was that dangerous. The reality is that person already had so much fungus and mold inside, it triggered what they had inside of them, and that's why they're sick. So we need to go in and create a new environment. And remember something, your environment dictates what lives in there, whether it's a worm, bad bacteria, or fungus. Or if you've got, like our beautiful Anne, she has gas ass.
Oh, okay.
And remember something, all of that gas is coming from what's called endobacterium, which are created when you're rotting out in your large intestine. Okay?
Okay. That's where that bump is then that I had after the operation on my stomach.
Well, no, sweetheart, if you had an operation on your stomach, that created scar tissue, and you needed to see a Wolf non-surgical therapist after it was healed so that they could take this knot, open up the knot, and then open up the fibers to allow it to become connective tissue again. Surgery causes more scar tissue than anything else. People don't believe this. But people will say, oh yeah, I got my knee replaced and it doesn't hurt anymore, but I can't play sports because it's one big piece of beef jerky now. If a Wolf non-surgical therapist went in after any surgery, the person would have their life back. And I'm telling you, we give a money-back guarantee on this. I'm the only clinic that gives a money-back guarantee. that on the first treatment, we will do more than everything else you've ever got, or we'll give you your money back. And I do that for every therapist I have. And I've got 10,000, almost 10,000 people that have been certified in Wolf Non-Surgical around the world.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So you understand this. All the swelling you have, all the pain you have, all the inflammation you have, and all the stiffness you have is caused because of a block, a fecal block, scar tissue block created from the infection that created the inflammation that caused the scar tissue, or the surgery. Or, okay, it's a crystallization block from lactic and uric acid and from you dumping adrenaline every time you stress out. Or it's caused from calcium, which is the worst one. When you pull calcium from your bones and into your joints or into your organs or into your tendons or into your ligaments, you get calcified, and now you walk like a statue. Okay.
Good, eh? Yeah, that's great. Boy, that understands.
So the clapping. So
Okay.
How can you clap?
Can I answer that in a second? My wife has swelling in her ankles, varicose veins, and poor circulation. Okay. Is there anything you guys have specifically for this? Yeah, right off the bat, I'll tell you this, Jeff. If you could actually get your wife on Black Gold Daily Cleansing Tea, okay? But get your wife a Perfect Day consult, Jeff, $150. And guess what? We'll send you in PDF form our 400-page Take Action manual called The Perfect Day. You'll get a lifetime free calling with us. Remember, this is real. And guess what, Jeff? If you're not completely happy, we'll give you the 150 back without any questions, because guess what? Every practitioner better put their money where their mouth is. Okay. And if you're not willing to give a money back guarantee, what kind of practitioner are you? It doesn't mean you have very much faith in your work, does it? Okay. So, but get her on Daily Cleansing Tea, Black Gold. But Jeff, she doesn't know how to eat. And guess what? All varicose veins are caused from constipation. That's not true, Daryl. My wife goes to the bathroom at least once or twice a day. It's not what comes out, Jeff. It's what stays in. And understand, she's leaking waste into her bloodstream. And guess what? It's actually getting into her blood supply, and it's clogging up her veins. Arteries are pumped by the heart, but veins, they need exercise. And if there's not a strong heart, and if there's not clean blood, your veins are going to jam up jelly tight. And guess what? She should be putting Pain Away essential oil, or even DMSO, a little bit of DMSO rose cream on the veins. That'll help increase the circulation along with the Pain Away essential oil. But guess what? She can clap those veins with a clapper. Hold on. So she should clap them. But until she starts drinking, okay, 3 quarts to 4 quarts of warm water, if it's structured, it'll hydrate 1,000% better. Take a look at structured water units in my store. And then guess what? Stop feeding her all that crap, Jeff. Or stop buying it and putting it in the cupboards in the fridge. Okay? Get a Perfect Day consult, $150. And guess what? We will go step by step with you, as slow as you want to go, as quick as you want to go. Because guess what? We've all been programmed to off ourselves. So it'll take some time to create a new program. Okay? She is convinced she needs to have a procedure. Well, yes, of course, because Jeff, nobody's given her any answers. She's been pooping into her pelvis, and guess what? Jamming up her circulation with fecal crap. Understand that. 95% of all disease is caused because of a dysfunctional large intestine. And look at it. I'll tell you something. You can take this to the bank. Okay? All right? So the British medical system did the longest research on the large intestine, and they stated 85% of all illness comes from a dysfunctional large intestine, and that's the medical system, and I'm telling you it's 95 to 98, but they said it's 85, so we'll go with that. I think so. Now, the reality is this: until you change your personality, Jeff, and she changes her personality and makes different decisions, then nothing's going to change. So she'll need lots of procedures. And did you ever notice every time that you get a medical procedure, you need another one? Isn't that funny? Well, the reality is we were given a God-given gift called this body, 50 trillion cells, 500 trillion bacteria, and we abuse them like we would abuse a Visa card, not making any payments. So guess what? The Visa card's getting cut up. So as soon as we want to make changes, different choices, we want to create different programs in our life, we will see different things happen. That's it. Bottom line. Nothing else. Okay, one more. Let me see here. What you need to know is that one needs to cleanse the mind and what's going on in one's life first. Yeah, and so if anybody out there wants to go to my library, I used to charge $1,000 for it. You can have my Braveheart online emotional class free right now, and it's in my library. And guess what? Until you have to understand, everyone, the conscious mind is 10%. The subconscious is 90%. Why would we need a storage shed of 90%? Because so they can program us from 0 to 7 so that we don't know how to think, drink, or eat. Oh, and tell me we do. Please, please. It's chaos. So the reality is the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, they own the government, they own the medical system, they own every system out there. And did you ever know every system out there can never seem to get it right, but it almost gets there? Well, guess what? This has been going on for centuries. So when are we going to wake up? I think we deserve what we get, don't you? Okay, but you can't do better till you know better. So just know this, you're going to have to change your mind. And that means that you're going to have to do something hundreds of times before it becomes a prominent, dominant belief. So you need to put sticky notes all over the place. Here's what I say, Anne, and you might want to do this. And if you don't do this, you're going nowhere. You need to do what we call a Braveheart hero contract. Okay? All right? Now, what I mean by this is I want this, this, and this. And that means you're going to have to do this, this, and this. And then you put that contract up. And when your addictions start to slide in, when you start getting weak, or when somebody says, oh, come on, it's Thanksgiving, pig out. Come on, just one drink. Come on, there's the bowl of candy over there. If you don't hold the line, okay, then you'll blow yourself up. And that's it. So no excuses here. You were given a body, and if you can't take care of it, well, that's up to you. Yeah, I mean, if God gifted you a body, so if you want to just blow that sucker up, go right ahead.
Okay. No way. I'm going to go back.
And you know what I'm talking about, blowing it up, right?
Yeah.
Okay? You instead of a heart attack, you're having a lot of fart attacks.
Good. Good. Okay.
All right.
So, yeah. You answered a lot of questions. You made me feel a lot better.
Well, let me tell you something. Isn't that the deal? You know what? I'm going to tell you what it's all about, Anne. You ready for this? Because you are a highly intelligent woman, and I can tell that. Let me tell you this, Anne. I am going to scare the shit out of you all your life and make you feel like you are stupid and that you can't look after yourself. Now, that's where almost everybody is today. And guess what? And that's these same psychos that pulled our pants down and put that diaper on our face and told us to wear it for 3 years. And guess what? If you're going to do it, then I wouldn't call you a dumbass. I'd call you a dumb face.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
Do you got it?
Yeah. Got it. Good.
So Simran or Elaine, he recommends Lorraine. Sorry.
Yeah.
Give me my rating here. Yeah, Lorraine.
Okay.
I would go with Simran. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I would go with Simran. She's younger, but I think that you're going to really hit it off with her, Anne. And understand something, Anne. You can call these master consultants as often as you want, and every time you call, you're getting things answered. You're going to be more empowered. And when you don't call, they can't empower you. And Anne, know this, Anne. 1 second. Anne, we've all been taught one thing, and that's this. Don't bother people, okay? You don't have value. Oh, hi, Dr. Wolf. I really apologize. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to call. Really? Do we really need to do this? Hey, Dr. Wolf, it's Ann. I got questions. You better have answers. Okay, I'm here. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Stop believing that everybody is an authority over you. People need to serve you, Ann, and work for your betterment. That's what family is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So, Ann, you can pick up the phone and call me. Scott's got my number.
okay. That's the deal. Yeah. And I'm going to listen what he says. Okay. Exercise. And
Yeah. If you could just show me where the clap on the neck for her.
Well, do you know? Okay, well, it's the side of the neck that you're going to do, right? You're not going to hurt her, Scott.
I know.
Yeah, you don't know, because I could tell you were worried. Look at right here. Look at this. All the way down. Do her shoulders. And then do right in the corner of her neck. Do under her jaw. You got it?
Okay.
So start doing that, and we'll just do that for now. And then you're going to call me, and you're going to do it every day, and you're going to do at least on this side about 5 minutes for the first week, then 10 minutes and 10 minutes, and that's long enough. And then you're going to call me, and you're going to tell me how it's working. And when you're done clapping, you're going to rub DMSO rose cream on her neck. Then you're going to she's going to rub rose cream on her neck 3 times to 6 times a day. And then she's going to be putting Pain Away essential oil on there every hour. And that's not with the DMSO rose cream, okay? Can you hold for a second, Kitty? Go to docofdetox.com and just click at the top, consultations, and it's $150. And we will send you my 400-page manual. And I want anybody who's in the health business to read this manual and then tell me that it's not the best written natural health book to turn everything around from A to Z in your life. Okay, this is 40 years of my work, all in a manual that we give everyone. And it doesn't matter. It will show you what emotion has caused your illness or your symptom, because we are emotional, spirit, energy, electrical, magnetic beings, and we do not appreciate it. If we were feeding our spirit every day, we wouldn't have to be eating ourselves to death. So the reality is we are spirit beings when we come, we're spirit beings when we leave, and this is just a rental. So you better look after it.
Great. Okay. I feel better already just listening.
And somebody's asking, how do we take your Wolf non-surgical therapy or whole life coach? Oh, somebody else is asking, how do we do the Braveheart Circle? Oh my God. Or the pelvic course. Well, we've got 4 courses. Go to braveheartnation.com or BHN University. Are you ready for this? And people aren't going to, they're not going to like this. You can come to us. You can come to us as a patient, and in 3 to 4 years, you'll have your doctorate in natural medicine. And everyone out there, that is a doctor already doesn't like that. Well, that's too bad. Okay, because guess what? There is a genius, there is a practitioner in everyone. Okay. Oh, what does it take to actually take our courses? Oh, well, you better write this down. It's a lot, because you can't take our courses unless you have all of this. Passion and purpose. That's it. I don't care what age you are. I don't care where you're from. But if you've got passion and purpose, the world needs you. All right. Ann, what do you got for me, girl?
Pardon?
What do you got for me?
What do you got?
What have I got?
Yeah. You going to try it?
I'm going to try it. I'm going to go.
Okay, 1 second, Ann. Ann, that's not good enough. You say this. I'm going to do it.
I am. I'm going to do it.
Now, Ann, when you say you're going to do it, you are putting your subconscious on that actually controls you, okay, and tells you what to do all day. You need to get the love band. Does she have a love band on?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Well, you need to snap that sucker every 15 minutes and go, I am love, I am healed, I am Ann the Great.
Okay.
That's your mantra. Let me tell you, you need to do it as often as you can. And when you're just sitting there watching TV or doing nothing, just do this. Do you know why? This is you, Ann, giving yourself a kiss because you love yourself that much. This is as snug as a hug, this band. And this means I'm snapping myself back to the present moment. The only place I can make a choice, the only place I can heal, and the only place I can change these programs that these psychos gave me when I was 0 to 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But listen to me, but don't get me wrong. Your parents did the best they could. They loved you as much as they could. But somebody's going to have to stop the family curse, Ann.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I was adopted. I was in the orphanage till I was 3, and I had 2 beautiful parents in the ages of 50 when they got me, and I had a wonderful life. My father gave me the music and stuff, and I'm really happy. But I love my body, and I know my body loves me, and I've got to treat it good.
Well, then, Ann, do the consultation. Learn about the vaginal infusion, the skin brushing, and learn that when you start the detox, if you feel like throwing up, learn how to do the therapeutic vomiting so that you can get rid of all the bullshit they made you swallow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have been, that brings up another thing. When I had so much gas and so much pain, I would force myself to bring up.
Okay, sweetheart, just do me a favor. When you've got the gas and you got the pain, just make me one deal, and I promise you're going to, and then I want you to call me and tell me how it just made you feel like heaven. Therapeutic vomiting will save a person's life, will get rid of diseases, and people need to understand that. We have been taught that vomiting, you're bulimic or there's something wrong with you. If you could do me a favor, get 3 16-ounce glasses of structured water, warm, and you can put a little bit of black diamond in. Don't stir it because black diamond stirs itself. And then what you're going to do, if you feel nauseous, I want you to drink it, not fast, but drink 1 glass, and then take your hand right underneath your floating rib, right under your ribs where your stomach is on your left side, and start wiggling it, okay? Wiggle it, and then guess what? If you can get in another glass, that would be 32 ounces, but we'll see. What you want to do is you want to be able to feel the sloshing of the water and give it time to soak in there, and give it time to soak. And then you can do up to 3 glasses. Some people can do 3 glasses, but if you can't, don't worry about it. When you start to feel like your mouth water, okay, and you feel a little bit nauseous, I want you to take 2 of your fingers or 3, whatever's comfortable, and put them in all the way back to the back of your throat. And guess what? Then all of a sudden, you're going to feel like you want to throw up. But when you go to throw up, these fingers stay in there. They stay in until you're absolutely done, and you are going to feel orgasmic. And I said orgasmic because you are going to get rid of the poison on an emotional and physical level that you swallowed. And guess what? Now you didn't burn your throat. You didn't poison your lungs, and your stomach is going, thank you, Ann, for getting rid of this poison. Keep going, girl. I'm going to tell you something, Ann. I'll tell you a little story. All of the stuff I do, I didn't invent, but I changed it, try to make it better. Like when people come to my courses, I tell them, I want you to take my courses and do better than me because that would be my joy. So the reality is this, okay? I did therapeutic vomiting quite a bit when I was like in 25, 30. And guess what? I hadn't done therapeutic vomiting for years. I opened up Ixtapa World Healing and Training Center. It was a 220-room resort. And I'll tell you, and then I was doing a world tour, coming back and forth and doing all this. Just like I'm going to start the world tour here in January, and I travel for 8 months all over the world teaching my stuff. And where to go? BraveheartNation.com if you want that. Somebody just asked. So anyways, I didn't realize it. I didn't feel sick though. But guess what? By going so much, I just felt, I felt pressure inside of me. And I was starting an 8-month world tour. And I went in and I started the therapeutic vomiting. I did it 9 times, and that's how much acid came out of me. And I wasn't sick. I didn't have a headache. I just thought, oh my God, from all of the work I've done in the last 3 years without stopping, it just all piled up on me. So then I did the therapeutic vomiting, and I feel that was it. I couldn't believe how much acid came out. So you need to call me to feel comfortable. I will teach you how to do this and understand something. Medical doctors do not understand health. They understand surgery and drugs, yes or no? Okay, I'm not taking anything away from them, because if people believe they need that, then they should do it. Okay? All right, now, so the therapeutic vomiting, okay, you can find that in the do-it-yourself guide, but if you get Simran to do a consult, she'll go through everything with you. She'll tape it, or Scott, you can tape it on a phone and tape the whole consult. And then guess what? Whenever you call Simran, make sure you have like a voice recorder and put the phone on speaker so that when they talk, you don't have to write things down. You can listen so that you can then take action. Okay?
Okay. Great.
All right.
So that explains a lot, because when I was vomiting, it was just burning with acid.
You are destroying yourself. Hydrochloric, this acid you are bringing up, okay, is never supposed to come up unless when you do what I just said, you will never have a burn. You'll only have a God-given relief.
That's what I want.
Okay, so somebody's asking me about my app. The app will be out in 5 months. The app is called Braveheart Nation, and it is my gift to the world. It's cost us $160,000 to make it, and anybody can put it on their phone. And somebody else is asking, where do you get the products? Go to store.docofdetox.com, or just go to docofdetox.com and hit store. You'll see my stuff there. And Ann, how are we doing?
Good. I'm really pleased. Yep.
Well, you can thank Scott, because he was on my tail, telling me I had to do this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that feels so good. Oh,
Well, she was very worried about her legs when they were swelling up and stuff.
Well, her legs are swelling up because she's pooping in her pelvis, and her legs are swelling up because her heart can't pump anymore. It's exhausted.
Yes.
okay.
And she also has AFib, so.
Well, there's no such thing as AFib. There's lack of oxygen and trace minerals. You get her on the Beyond Ormus trace minerals. And you get her also the Beyond Ormus magnesium spray, and that'll take her pain away.
Okay.
Okay, just know this. My Beyond Ormus minerals are the highest electrical trace minerals in the world, and I can prove it. My Beyond Ormus magnesium spray delivers more magnesium and 80 different micronutrients into the pain area right away to bring it down, to alkaline it, to buffer down the inflammation. Somebody's asking, I can't get on your Telegram. My Telegram is Braveheart Nation. And everybody, if you're watching any of my shows and you want to see them all, the next day, every show I do is on my Telegram, okay? And it's Braveheart Nation, okay? All right.
Yeah. Oh, good. That's great.
Okay.
I really appreciate you sharing all this.
Yeah.
That's what we're
Well, this afternoon, if I could, everyone, I'll be coming on with Jay Lee. We're going to be talking about bone up or breakdown. We're going to be talking about the only calcium product that actually pulls calcium back into the bone and actually can restore your bones back to their original state. This is not just some kind of hoopla. This product I carry is called calcium ion therapy. And The FDA said that they would shut down my website if I put it on my store. So they're making everybody call in to buy it because they can't stop us from selling it because it's non-toxic and it's the only calcium that works in the world to bring your bones back to their normal state. I don't care if you're in your 80s and your bones are crumbling. I do care for you, but even if that's happening, you can reverse it. And I'll be having that every week. I'll be having somebody come on and talk about the science of my products, real science, because my products are unique to the world, and they are. If you watch my shows, you're going to find out that nobody carries a line of products like us. This is 40 years of traveling around the world and also being dedicated to only carry the very best, the only very best. Remember something, you're not looking for supplements, anyone. You don't want supplements. It's not what you want. You want nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals are measured by their vibrational electrical energy because we are electrical magnetic beings. And guess what we always want to do? If you smile, you have more energy. Where'd that come from? It wasn't a supplement. So listen, I'm going to say one thing. What about some vitamin L 24/7 at every given moment? Put a slight smile on. Connect to your breath. Put your shoulders back. Okay? And no matter what's going on in the world, mind your own business. What would you like to say, Anne, before we leave?
I want to thank you very much for sharing all this, and I am going to work on it very good and I love my body, and I want it to love me back more.
Okay. Are you willing to come back on maybe in about a month?
Yes.
Okay.
And Scott, are you going to hold the line?
Yep.
And just know, Scott, you need to eat like she's eating, so don't make 2 separate meals. I'll be watching you.
I don't. I'm lazy.
Yeah, well, you're lazy because you eat too much cooked food.
I only make one meal, so if whatever she eats, if she wants it, okay. If not,
Well, we don't work like that anymore. She is the queen. Okay, so you make sure you make her really great meals, okay?
And eat raw eggs.
in the blender drink.
Yeah, in the blender. Gotta eat the raw eggs in the blender.
You know, Anne, you do that, and we'll see you maybe running up the steps of City Hall where you live, just like Rocky.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so very much. Yep.
Well, you're beautiful. You're a beautiful family, and I mean that. Okay, you both have such beautiful energy. You've got beautiful souls.
I'm so glad you were so smart or so for this. Oh, I think that's wonderful.
He was trying to thank him for what he did for Jake.
Oh, and yes, that's another thing. I want to thank you what you did for our dog too. That was wonderful. We lost him by 15 years. That was good. But I'm really flying high right now.
The only way to keep flying high is if you're going to love, honor, and respect yourself. Okay, so here we go. Are you ready? Okay. From the moment I rise until I close my eyes, I will love, honor, respect, protect myself more than anyone else or anything else, so help me God. I am love, I am healed, I am Braveheart. You can do this, okay?
Putting in my little book in my purse that I carry. I got that.
You got it?
Yeah.
You got this. Okay?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, boy.
Go.
That's good. Okay. Yeah.
Well, you gotta wait till he's gotta do the connection.
Close it off then.
All right, guys. So
Okay, thank you.
let me know how you're doing, okay?
Shall do. Shall keep you in touch.
Ciao.
Oh, that's so good. Wait.
Well, there you go. And just know this, we're going to continue to do live, real people, real healing. And I hope you got something out of this. And that's what it's meant for. You know what? Let's stop talking about family. Let's start acting like we are. Okay, I will continue to give as much as I possibly can to everyone everywhere around the world. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to be going to Puerto Rico to do some professional training for a couple of medical doctors. And then I'm going to be going to Mexico. And then we're going to be kicking off our world tour in Mexico at the Cala del Mar, resort. It's a 4-diamond resort, and that's where we're going to be teaching. It's absolutely beautiful. And, you can get rooms in Ixtapa for as low as $45 or all the way up if you want to stay at Cala del Mar. And that's a 4-diamond resort, and we get discounts on everything. But we're going to be teaching the Whole Life Coach first in January. It starts January the 8th. I'll be teaching the Whole Life Coach certification. It's limited to how many people. And then that will be 9 days. There's a day off, 4 days on, 1 day off, 4 days on. And then we will be teaching it. There'll be a day off, and then it'll be Wolf Non-Surgical, which is a 12-day course. And both of these courses you are certified to become practitioners with. Now, some of you don't want to believe this, but we can teach you how to become a certified nutritional consultant, emotional consultant in actually 9 days. Yes, that's correct. And when you do that, we will build your website for you at cost. We will also come on 2 to 3 times a week with free trainings for the rest of your life. It goes on and on. We are out to create New World practitioners all over the world. When you come and take our Wolf Non-Surgical course, you will be certified for it. It is the most powerful body work. You will be able to give a money-back guarantee on the first treatment to anyone. And you will even be able to say that, you're not going to surgery. Because people don't even realize this, but most of the body workers out there, they do their best. But if you're not working on changing the scar tissue back into beautiful connective tissue, if you're not getting the calcium back into the bones and melting the crystallization, what the heck are you doing? Okay. And then after that course, we'll be doing what's called the pelvic restoration, which is 3 days. That's for women. And it's how to totally heal your pelvis and how to get back your feminine power, girls. And then we'll be doing a Braveheart Circle, which is a 4-day course for those who want to come into a circle and emotionally and nutritionally start their healing. God bless everyone. I'll be back on at 1 o'clock today. Take good